Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am super duper glad to be back on. I know it has been a while, but happy Sunday, everybody. I'm going to give you a second to come on in, tune on in, but I am glad to be back on for my normal Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live podcast. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you are enjoying just being able to have a good break with Thanksgiving. I hope you've enjoyed it with your family. I hope you've had time to eat, to grub, to have fun. But if you don't know who I am already, I am your host, Kaylin John Louis, and have been doing this for a minute now, just coming on, inspiring people with my words, with my inspirational moments. And so I just have loved to have this podcast. It's just an amazing platform for me to be able to reach out to other people and speak with you all, even though I can't physically be there. It's a nice virtual space to be here. So whether you went to church today, relax at your house, or even traveled back to Tallahassee or back to where you are, I hope that you have just enjoyed your day. I hope you've been safe. I ask that please, as a friendly reminder, you continue to make sure you're being safe. I know it seems like times have begun to not be as stressed and not be as taxing, but there still are things like COVID, things like the flu, so many things out there that you can get that can make you sick. So please make sure you're not up close with people. Make sure you social distance. If you feel comfortable and you are able, please wear your mask. Please get vaccinated. It's up to you. It's your decision. But I would encourage that you just simply make sure you are safe and others around you are safe. I really, really am happy to be back in the fall, to be healthy. Just a little background. It's been, as you all know, I am in high school, and so many things have been coming on with junior year and just trying to get ready. So I haven't been on in the past because I've had much work, many things to do with KCK, lots of great opportunities to come my way, and so we had to pause for a second. But we are back and better than ever. Super duper glad just to see you all. For those who are tuning in, go ahead and say hello. Allow me to know that you're here. Be engaged. I want this to be a space where we can talk, where we can engage with each other, and we can simply just have great conversation. But if you haven't already, I do want you to go ahead and connect with me on some social media platforms that I have. For one, you can connect with me on YouTube, which is KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to that and also turn on your post notifications. With that, you'll be able to get notified anytime I come on. Good evening, Amaya. You'll be able to get notified anytime I come on, just to be able to have an Inspiring Moments with Kaylin, whether I'm sharing things going on with different social events that I've done, or just simply being able to get more information about KCK when it comes to the video portion. Then you can also connect with me on Instagram and TikTok. That is at Kaylin Cares 15. And so on those platforms, you'll be able to see cool different tidbits, maybe sometimes moments from this podcast. You can see events that are coming up, different events where I'm speaking at, or anything where I'm sharing other people's things, because I do believe in support. I do believe in sharing others' endeavors and being able to support each other. You also can connect with me on Facebook and LinkedIn at Kaylin's Caring Connection. And on those, you can get the same thing on Instagram, just getting events, being able to see all things KCK, and being able to connect with me on a different platform. Then you also can connect with me on the number one thing that I would love for you all to check out, which is the website. That website is www.kaylinscaringconnection.com. And on there, you can see all things. When I mean all things Kaylin, I mean all things Kaylin's Caring Connection. Whether why is the reason I started, it's the reason, my vision, my mission behind it. You get to see upcoming events, past news and media opportunities that I was able to be a part of. And you're able to shop on some of the merchandise we have with KCK and more to come. And last but not least, you can also donate, which is a major factor of Kaylin's Caring Connection, because I do want to keep fundraising. I do want to keep donating. And to be able to do so, I need you all's help. So you can donate on there. You can also sponsor. But everything on there is at the Kaylin's Caring Connection website. I thank you all so much just for being there for me, for allowing me to have this platform to come on and talk to you all. And again, I'm just super duper happy to be here tonight. Again, before I get deep into today's topic, I do want to say that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to put them in the chat at any time. And I do want to just ask you as well to share this video if you're watching with your family and friends or different people on your social media, because I do want to be able to say hello and be able to answer your questions if you have any. But yeah, that is really, I'm just ready to be here and ready to get started. So today, I do want to talk about a subject because I've seen so much going on. If you've been on social media, if you've simply in life have gone through these situations, I feel like it's a very relatable topic. And I feel like a lot of people know what's going on, how to react to this. So, as you see in our world, it's constantly evolving and people are always changing. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of how things goes. And as we mature, we watch friends, relationships, and hobbies go. Sometimes there are certain chapters in our life where some people are meant to stay and some people aren't. And so we see them walk out. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But sometimes we're in these friendships and these relationships for the wrong reasons. And we may not know that it's time for them to leave our chapter, that it's time for them to exit our life and the things that they may affect. We neglect to pay attention to the negative energy, attention, and focus that these things bring us because we just enjoy their company. And that could be anything. It could be a person, a thing. It could even be something you're watching. It doesn't matter. It's something that we all may struggle with sometimes. However, when we decide to leave what is broken and leave them, we don't have to worry about having those things in our life. We don't have to worry about those people and those things. And so when you're going through life and we're going through relationships and friendships, I want to give you and introduce to you some warning signs to watch out for as you grow up, because sometimes we neglect to just not pay attention to them. One, because we like it. Two, because it's not going to do anything to us. But self-consciously, it is affecting us in so many ways that we don't even see. And so today's topic is pay attention to the signs. And that is my topic for today, because if you've been on social media, you've seen all those red flag memes people have going around. It's not, people have been flooding them where it's saying, ooh, whatever this person does, that's a red flag. And so many people see those red flags, but they decide to ignore them and keep going on, which is crazy. Also, if you've been in church before, you've seen people who you hear the pastor, you hear different ministers who are preaching saying miracle signs and wonders. Well, today I want to hit on the signs. There are several signs that we see in life. You see traffic signs, you see invisible signs that may seem like callings. You see signs sometimes from God. You see signs even from the things that you do. Sometimes it's something that's just, you try to do something or you're trying to be in a situation and then you get that feeling that you shouldn't be there. That's a sign. So what is a sign? A sign is something such as an action or event which shows that something else exists, is true, or will happen. It's something that we can see and that sometimes paves the way for decisions that we make. Sometimes we may be in a situation where somebody's telling us to, hey, let's go do this. Let's do something we know we're not supposed to do. And you know you're a good kid. You know you don't usually do that. But because you simply want to, you end up going out there and you're in that situation. And what happens? So one time out of all the times that person's been, they get in trouble and you happen to get wrapped into it. That's a sign that you should not be there. That's a sign that that's not your calling. That's a sign that you should not have been there in the first place. You have to pay attention to them. Now you may be wondering, what are some signs? Sometimes it's when people don't care enough to check up on you or see how your day is going. That's a sign that maybe they shouldn't be your friend or that maybe they shouldn't be in your life. Sometimes when people are only engaged in conversation with you when they want something from you, that's a sign that they're not really there for you, that's not a true friend. Some signs are going out of your way for someone when they wouldn't do the same for you, because then that's showing you who people are and what people do. Sometimes a sign may be partaking in a rebellious act against your morals and then getting in trouble for it because you know you weren't supposed to be there. Another sign could be, if you are a believer, it could be a sign where you hear God telling you, no, I don't think this is the right situation for you. Or even you have those friends who when they're around you, they know that, okay, when I'm around this person, I'm not going to do things. I'm not going to do things that I know that they don't like, because I know where they're going and I know things that they're doing. But then you choose to do it anyway. And the one time you think you can get away with it, then you have that sign that's going to tell you that you're not supposed to be there. Now, what you have to do is pay attention to things in life, because they're going to teach you. Pay attention to people, pay attention to things, and pay attention to those signs that are in your way. I want to address people at first right now, because we all have friends. We have those people we call our associates. We have those people who are our friends. They're in our friend group, and we're talking. We're always with them. But you can start noticing sometimes when you're growing up, you're getting in high school, that they may start to drift apart. They may start to not stay in your life and start to go away. And you may be wondering why. We're this close. We've been really good friends. And why hasn't this happened? Why are they not speaking to me? Why are they not doing that? I want to tell you to stop making excuses for people. People who want to stay in your life will give you off those signs that I want to be here. They'll show up to stuff you want to do. They'll be there for you. But people who always make excuses and constantly are never there when you need them, constantly don't pay attention to the things that you're doing, that's a sign that you need to break away from those people. Stop defending them for their inconsiderate ways and start taking care of yourself and your own needs, because at the end of the day, it's not selfish to care about your well-being. It's not selfish for you to be here in a place where you're helping other people. And it's not selfish for you to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes you have those friends who are just hard-headed. They're not going to say, okay, even though I know this is wrong, I'm going to keep going. That doesn't mean you can do it as well. Just because your friend goes out and drink doesn't mean you can do it. Just because your friend says, ooh, I'm going to take the time to go vandalize something, I'm going to do something, that doesn't mean that you have the authority to do it. Because at the end of the day, if you know that you have goals set and you know that it's something that you're working towards your future, why would you put yourself in those positions where it's going to make you seem like you have a chance to do something wrong, or it's tempting you to do something wrong? That's just you simply ignoring signs that you're not going in the right direction you want to be. You see, even as you're growing up, you constantly are getting A's. You're constantly learning and studying and actually want to get up to a high A honor roll. You're working towards your goals. You're doing things that you need to do. And so those are signs that you are heading in the right direction. But then when you start connecting with the wrong people and the wrong crowds, then those things tend to drift away. And you don't have people who are there to tell you that you shouldn't have done this. Because at the end of the day, you make your own decisions. And whatever you decide to make will affect your future. People may not always tell you how they feel about you, but they will always show you. You have to pay attention to those people around you, because at the end of the day, you have to know that your worth is more important. And one of the most expensive things you can do is pay attention to the wrong people. Because then you have those people in your life who are like, ooh, I'm going to do this. And then you start idolizing and trying to be with them and trying to do things, even if it's just a friendship. Sometimes it's even a relationship. You're trying to do things that you know aren't going to do you good in the end, but you're so head over heels for this and know that this is going to work out. This person has been with me day one. They're not going to leave me. And then what happens? They end up leaving. And then you know nothing. You didn't expect it. But guess what? You just cost yourself time. You just cost yourself your worth at times. You let down your morals for people who wouldn't do the same for you. You let down yourself and your guard. But you know that you saw the signs. You saw them flaking. You saw them not being there, but you ignored them. Oh, because they're just a friend. It's just a one-time thing. They're not going to do it again. You keep making up excuses, but you have to pay attention. Everybody isn't your friend. Just because they hang around you and laugh with you doesn't mean they're meant to be in your life. Because at the end of the day, real situations expose fake people. You have those situations where you have a broken down car. You may not know what's going to happen. You may have times where you're hanging low on rent, or you're at a restaurant. You need somebody to cover your bill, and those people are looking at you, laughing at you like, oh no, I'm not doing that for her, or I'm going to let her do it. Say you happen to all be in a car. I've heard a story before where somebody was in a car and their friends, they weren't even in the situation. They were just helping the person out. They had happened to get drunk. And so they were just the person driving to make sure they got safe. Well, what they didn't know, the person was carrying things they shouldn't have been in their car. And what happens? They get stopped. The person driving gets in trouble and in jail for something that they didn't even know they were a part of because they decided not to pay attention to the people and the things that happened prior to that situation. All I'm trying to get you to see is please just observe the relationships around you. Not everybody is for you. Not everybody is going to be there to lift you up. There's going to be people who are going to drain you. There's going to be people who encourage you, those who discourage you, ones who are on a path of growth, and ones who are going nowhere. And you just have to take the time as you're growing up to learn how to recognize when those people are doing those things. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to lose friends. I know from personal experience, I don't have many friends. I have people I talk to, and I do have a good friend group where I'm able to talk to those who I need to talk to. And I know they're going to be there for me, and I know I'm going to be there for them. But at times, and at many times in my life, I've had several people who I thought were going to be my friends or who I thought would stay there with me till the end. And then couple weeks later or a couple months later, I see that they weren't there. They were doing things behind my back, or they were saying things behind my back that weren't even about me, things that I can't control. But the thing is, you have to pay attention to the signs. You can't ignore people, and you can't ignore things that they do just because they give you satisfaction. You have to pay attention to the things that are not going to work out for your life. And even it's not even always about the negative. Pay attention to the positive signs. You see that you may have been sitting there like, oh, I really wish I didn't have this person in my life. And you can tell that they're starting to drift away. And then you end up losing them as a friend. Yeah, that hurts. But then in the long run, you see my life is doing so much better because they're not in my life. I don't have to worry about what they're doing. I don't have to have their stress added to me, because you realize a lot of the people we hang out with are a lot of teenagers and different things, especially right now in this world. A lot of them have so much negative energy and built up, and so they try to crowd together. Ooh, all the negative people come together, and so it's just endless negativity. And then you have those rare positive ones who try to enter the negative group and try to help out, and then they end up joining it in. But you have to be able to be that light. You have to stand your ground. You have to pay attention to things. You have to pay attention to the signs. And even when it comes from a spiritual perspective, when we're talking about God, God gives us signs all the time, whether it's to do things or to not do things. I know there's been several times where I've been in a situation and it's like, ooh, I really want to go to this. And then I have this feeling, feel God is telling me, okay, you don't need to be there. And then a couple minutes later, or a couple things happen later, and it's like, now I understand why you didn't tell me to be there. I've heard several times, even from my mom, even from people, there's been times where we've been late to certain things, and there's a reason for it. Sometimes we are upset in the moment. Even sometimes I've gotten upset in the moment, but being late in that situation helped us avoid a situation that could have cost us time. You've seen people who are several times they've been in car accidents. You see car accidents happen all the time, but then you end up riding by it and it's like, oh God, if I had left the house a couple minutes earlier, that could have been me. That's God protecting you. That's God giving you a directional path. You just have to pay attention. So many times we try to ignore places where God's trying to take us because we're scared, because of fear, but he's giving us those signs. I want you to do this. If you have a vision, I really want you to connect with these people. Have a conversation with this lady. If you have certain things where you have a vision, you have an idea, but then you keep backing down from it because you're scared, because you're fearful, you're not allowing God to work on your behalf. God wants us to pay attention. He wants us to make sure we're being cautious, especially right now in 2021. You see so many things that happen. You've seen so many deaths, so much hatred, so many people against certain people, and he's trying to call us to pay attention. Pay attention to the signs that he's giving, that this is what people are doing and this is what needs to be fixed. This is what we need to change in the world. So many people want to ignore it because it's normal. It's everyday life. You can't change it because it's too big of an issue. You can't do anything about it because, oh, somebody else is going to do it. I'll let somebody else do it. We have literal signs around us every way. It's just like you getting in a car. You see a green light, you're not just going to stop in the middle of the road. You're going to keep going. You see a red light, you're not just going to speed past it unless you want to get a ticket. But you're not just going to speed past it. You obey those signs. You obey yielding to the right of way. You abide and you go by not making sure you don't hit the person in the lane next to you. You make sure that you're following those guidelines, those signs in the road. So if you can pay attention to those things that don't change, things that are going to be there, why can't you pay attention to the signs in your life? I know it's going to hurt, and I know you may not want to because, oh, I don't want to lose this friend. I know they keep doing this. But I really think that they do this. And that's another thing we have a problem with. We get so wrapped up in, oh, I have to pay attention, and this person is doing this, and okay, I'm going to excuse it. I'm going to keep making excuses for it. But then you get there and it's like you realize there would never be there for you. They would never do the same for you. And then you're stuck wondering why you have so many people in your life. Now you're stuck with trust issues. Now you're stuck with this because you don't trust people because you've had so many people to hurt you in the past from not being friends with you. But the thing is, you could have avoided all of that if you would have paid attention to that one sign you saw. Red flags, same things as sign. You see a red flag of someone who's constantly nagging what you're doing, constantly being there. Nobody's your real friend. Nobody's going to be in a real relationship with you if they're constantly sitting there saying, oh, this is bad about you, and you need to change this, and you need to change that. No, friends should accept you for who you are and help you become better. They shouldn't nag you and make you feel less than you are. That's not a real friend. That's a red flag. That's a sign that you don't need them in your life because they're trying to change the identity of you, which everybody changes, but they have to change you in the right way. Now, everybody has friendships where they're in them and they come out either better or worse. I've had situations where, oh, I should have never hung out with this person. I see how much it changed my persona and changed my personality and changed how I was towards other people because I was hanging around those people. But then you learn how to catch yourself and say, I don't need to do that. I need to backtrack. That's the wonderful thing about life. Try to catch yourself before you end up in the wrong situation because you continually ignored things that were coming your way. You must pay attention to things that are happening. And you may be wondering, how do I do that? How do I pay attention? How do I do this? You have to simply not allow those people to be in your life. Then you can also talk to God. Ask him to reveal the people in your life who are not meant for you, who are not meant to be in your story, or who are not meant to help you grow, help you to be a better person and become who you're supposed to be. Because if you ask him anything, he's going to give it to you. He's going to show it to you because at the end of the day, he doesn't want those people in your life anyway. Some of people are being placed in your life. Some people, you may be wondering, how the world did I even meet them? How did we become friends? Because they were placed in your life for a reason. At the end of the day, you have to pay attention to the signs. Whether it's a good sign, a bad sign, a red flag, a green flag, you have to pay attention to the signs. Not just traffic signs, signs in life. Signs from your friends, because the more you do that, the more you ask God to take those people out of your life that mean no good, serve no good purpose, are not real, are not loyal. He'll bless you with the discernment to realize and give you the strength to let go and not look back on those people. Now, will it hurt? Yes. But it's just like everything in life. If you stub your toe, it's going to hurt. But at the end of the day, the pain's going to go away if it's just a stub. If you end up hitting your hand on the door, it's going to hurt right then, but it's going to go away. So you're going to have to lose people in your life to grow. That's a part of growth. That's a part of growing up. That's a part of maturing. And that's a lesson that I learn on the daily because, like I said, I'm a junior in high school. I'm still evolving. I'm still getting to a higher level and still learning that some people aren't just meant to be in my life. And in a good way, I'm also seeing why, because they've been removed from years ago. But now that I'm in a more mature state and able to see why they were removed, I'm seeing that there's benefits, because now that they're not there, I'm thriving. Not having to deal with the same problems. I'm not having to deal with those people who aren't there for me. I'm not having to deal with those things that are trying to hold me back, because I know where I'm going and I know my future. So that's simply what I wanted to talk about today, just to pay attention to the signs, because I believe this topic is good for everybody. Like I said, it's 2021. We have so many things going on. We're almost to the end of 2021, about to get into 2022. So many people have had a hard year, have had a rough year. And so even as we're ending the year, you realize things could change for the better in an instant. You may be saying, oh, it's a month away. What is going to happen in 2021? I'm just trying to make it to 2022 and that'll be my best year. No, make it your best year now, because you're going to be able to make it to the end. We're almost to the end. So pay attention to those signs around you. Remove those people, because if you remove them now, you don't have to go into a new year with them, and you can start off with a positive mindset. But yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to talk to you about today. I am grateful for those who are tuning in. Make sure you look in your life, you look for those people who are not there for you and won't be there for you, and make sure you have the right people in your life. I do love you all. I'm super excited just to, again, be back on. I know it's been a minute, but we're back. We're here, super duper happy. And I do, before I get off, want to talk about two different things that are coming up, upcoming events for KCK, because you know I like to keep everybody in the loop, because you all are so supportive and help me to get to my goals, help me to reach my vision with KCK. And one thing that is across the world is Giving Tuesday. Now, everybody, you hear Giving Tuesday, and that happens a lot every year. And on this Giving Tuesday, I would love for you to consider giving to Kaylin's Caring Connection. Now, I started this organization back in 2016. It's been running for 5 years, and I've always had my mission, whether it's expanded in many places, but my mission has always been to spread love, bring smiles, and simply let everyone know that I care. Because the more that we can show people we care, and the more that we come together, the more we can spread that out to the world. I like to think of it as a domino effect, because the more you tell people, the more you show care to people, the more they'll want to do it to other people. And because I've done that, and just over these course of the years, I've had so much help with partners and supporters like you all watching, like the people who have given, especially as you all just saw with the Alzheimer's walk. I met a goal of $1,000 to them. I would not have been able to do that without you all. And so on this Giving Tuesday, I really want to raise money, just help get funds donated to KCK, because we have ongoing stuff coming on, from community caring drives to random acts of caring, and just the Youth Care 2 movement. There's so much going on, and so many things with KCK that God is taking me to, that God's preparing me for. And I just would love for you all to consider giving towards my organization. I want to, even this year, I started the KCK Youth Care 2 movement. With that movement, it has expanded beyond measure, and I'm so grateful, because I want to acknowledge caregivers like me, other youth caregivers who are of the ages 8 to 18, and they're simply caring. And like I said, my mission has always been to help others know that I care, and because they're caregivers who are doing that on a daily basis, why not give to them, and why not find ways to be able to donate to them? So your donation, by donating on this Tuesday, that is this Tuesday, by donating on Giving Tuesday, November 30th, you would be helping me to be able to reach my goal of continuing to care for others and to connect. The goal is $500. Whether you give $5 or $500, your contribution will make a big impact, and every little bit helps. So to find more information about my organization, again, you can always go to www.kaylinscaringconnection.com. And I thank you for considering donating to my business on Giving Tuesday. Like I said, I'm just so happy to those who have constantly supported me and constantly are ready to give to me. And speaking of giving, we are entering Christmas season. And as you know, I annually do a 12 days of caring Christmas drive. That is an annual thing that I've manage and wanted to keep up with KCK, because even from a young age, I've constantly learned that giving back to people and helping other people, that's the main spirit of Christmas. I mean, I know you hear presents, I hear you hear all of that, but God was born, and that is amazing. God was here, he gave us a life, he was born on Christmas, and because he was born, he was able to sow into us the gift of giving back to others, because he gave his life for us. And so in the spirit of giving, I do have so much that I just want to help everybody with. I do want to this year. Last year I focused on helping the healthcare heroes because of COVID. It just started, but this year with the 12 days of caring drive, I of course want to continue on the loves and the spread to helping other youth caregivers and helping those families who are caring for youth that are always, or youth that have been in the hospital, especially during this time, because holidays can be tough for a lot of people. And so I know that it's been hard, especially for those who have been sick, especially the youth. So I decided this year I wanted to partner with the Hang Tough Foundation. And so we've partnered with them to be able to collect new and unwrapped items that will be sent to families during holiday stays, before surgery, during rough times, and after the passing of a child. The Hang Tough Foundation has just been a huge help to those families. So we are going to be partnering with them and just being able to give back this Christmas season, because there's so many things going on, especially with our youth caregivers, especially with those like me. And I'm just grateful every day to be in a position where I can help them. So more in the full details about that will be next week. So I do encourage you to tune in next week, because I will be speaking with the director of the Hang Tough Foundation, the whole person who's over it. She will be my special guest, so be on the lookout for that. We're going to talk about her organization, talk about KCK, and just really get you all in the loop of what's going to be going on. The dates for the Caring Drive will be December 6th through December 17th. So we will have that going on just to be able to give. But I thank you all, to those who have constantly been helping. If you want to know more information about it, you can go to www.kaylinscaringconnection.com/caring caring drive 2021, and that's under the events page. So you'll be able to be on there. We're going to talk a lot more about it next Sunday, so please tune in with me. But overall, thank you for being here with me tonight. I thank you all for constantly supporting me, constantly for tuning in. I know it's been a while, but I am so glad to be back. I'm so glad to see you all. And I just hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for constantly supporting me. Without your support, I would not be where I am. You all motivate me so much, and I love you all. I will see you next week. Bye-bye for now, and stay inspired. Bye.